Folks, we are heading over to Canada where it's a total war zone. Just get some coverage here from CBC, Canadians Broadcasting Crap News. I do own the coverage of this video, so if you want to flag my video, I own it. My taxes are funding the CBC in Canada. So,
tensions between some Hindus and some pro-Khalistan Sikhs are escalating. What started as a protest in the Greater Toronto area has led to threats and violence. We reviewed and verified dozens of videos and images to piece together how these protests unfolded throughout parts of Ontario and BC over just 2 days. Let's map it out. Inside this Hindu temple in Brampton, Indian consular officials had set up tents to help seniors with their pensions.
And then you got Canadian pensioners and war vets that have no centers to go over and get their stuff set up so they could get a pension, right? But you have people that come over to Canada and just get a pension without working a day.
Just outside the gates, Sikhs for Justice, a group that supports a separate homeland for Sikhs called Khalistan, organized a rally.
Who's the terrorist? Indian government. Who collected? Indian government.
Alleging Indian officials were there collecting information to target Sikh separatists and protesting India's alleged role in the 2023 assassination of Sikh separatist activist Hardeep Singh Nijjar in British Columbia. Around noon, people holding Indian flags and these saffron-colored ones used by Hindu nationalists stand face-to-face with pro-Khalistan protesters.
Who's the terrorist? Indian government. Who collected? Indian government. Who's the terrorist? Indian government. Who collected? Indian government. Who's the terrorist? Indian government.
Violence spills inside the temple grounds.
Who collected? Indian government.
We also ID'd this off-duty Peel police officer participating in the protests. He's since been suspended. The two sides are eventually separated. Then this happens. We don't know what provoked this interaction, but this Peel police officer enters the crowd, grabs the pole from this Hindu protester, and punches him.
He is the one! He is the one! He is the one!
On the same day, across the country in Surrey, BC, another pro-Khalistan protest, organized by Sikhs for Justice, outside another Hindu temple, leads to 3 arrests. Back in Ontario, following the Brampton incident, a priest at the Hindu temple makes a speech to an inflamed crowd.
Yeah, they'll kill us.
The priest was briefly suspended, but has since been reinstated by the temple. Not long after, it triggers a series of counter-protests within kilometers of each other. The first at this Mississauga strip mall parking lot. The counter-protesters then move to the Sikh temple, minutes away. But things don't end there. The next evening, hundreds gathered outside the Hindu temple in Brampton to oppose the pro-Khalistan demonstration, attacking cars and waving weapons. This man is calling for the Indian Army to attack Sikh temples in Canada.
Come to Canada and storm the Sikh temple!
He's since been arrested. Again, police arrive to break it up. So far, police say they've arrested and charged 4 people involved in the Ontario protests.
So that is from the CBC. I like to use their footage freely because I own it. I pay taxes on it. And our taxes are funding these pricks. Anyways, the media. Now let's go into another little one here. Deeply offensive Remembrance Day poppy exploited to honor Hamas leader. And they're using a very important, honorable thing for Canada, for our veterans, our fallen veterans that fought to keep this country together. Vigil for resistance leaders, bring your candles and pictures lest we forget. And they're commemorating using a Hamas leader for a Canadian. Oh, there's Don Cherry there. Sorry, I almost said John Candy. And Canada's Brampton fears more clashes after violence outside Hindu temple, and the diplomatic ties between India and Canada deteriorated since Trudeau alleged the role of Indian government agents behind the killing of Hardeep Singh Nijjar. So, how do we fix this problem? How does Canada fix this? I'll tell you how Canada fixes this problem. They deport them all. And, well, but you can't say that. Oh, yes, I can. You're looking at a Portuguese. And living in Ontario and growing up in Ontario, what did it mean to be Portuguese in Canada? It meant you were garbage. Nobody wanted you. You were a second-class citizen. You were harassed by the OPP. And you were garbage. Me and my mom, my dad, my family, we were always harassed as second-class citizens as a Portuguese. I've made a video showing you guys jobs I lost because the employers found out I was Portuguese. You think I'm making it up, eh? Well, this is what they're going to have to do. Well, we got a little piece of the puzzle here. When the mass deportation of Portuguese started, here it is right here. Thousands of illegal Portuguese immigrants and the Conservative Canadian Party. This dates back to 29th of March 2006. Thousands of illegal Portuguese immigrants living in Canada face deportation. The Conservative Canadian government has pledged to crack down on thousands of illegal Portuguese immigrants living in Canada. They weren't illegal. They were on a path to citizenship to build Canada infrastructure. Up to 300 Portuguese families have been given just weeks to leave the country or face deportation. Since January 2006, over 150 Portuguese families have apparently been shipped out of the country. Now, there are 500,000 Portuguese former nationals living and working in Canada, many in the Toronto area, where 15,000 believed to be working illegally. And guess what? They ended up deporting 47,000 by 2008. And I left you guys a manual and a playlist of what America's going to do to deport their migrant problem. Canada, just follow what you did against the Portuguese. Now, here's a little clip that was sent to me. Thank you for sending this to me. And when we were absolute garbage. We are treated like absolute trash. You're Portuguese in Canada, you're garbage. And that's how we were treated in high school, grade school, the police, public servants. Garbage we were treated like. And here it is. You think I'm joking, eh?
I came to Canada when I was 16 years old with my family. We arrived on September 11, 2001. We were living here, working. My sisters and brothers went to school. And then my father got detained, I think, 2007. And in order to stay here and work, we had to apply for refugee, which it got denied.
Denied a refugee?
And we also applied for humanitarian compassionate grounds, which also got denied.
Got denied.
If they do go back to Portugal as well, it's going to cause me a lot of impact because I've known my wife already for 6 years. We've been a common law for 4 years.
And the kids were born in Canada too, but because they're Portuguese, it doesn't count if the kids are born in Canada. You see how this works? Canada has the ammunition to deport half the country tomorrow. So does America. All they have to do is do what they already did to the Portuguese.
I've had 2 kids with her already. I mean, she's the other part of my leg. You know, without her, I feel like we will fall.
All we want is stick together, raise our kids together here where we are. We've worked so hard to build what we have right now, just to get destroyed and breaking up a family, taking kids away from their father, taking away from their mother is just not a right way to how these kids are going to grow up, you know, emotionally away from their father or from their mother.
If I go back, I have nothing. I would like the minister to do this for my family because we have nothing there.
My Christmas wish is to stay here.
Yeah, all deported. Entire family deported. Thousands of families deported from Canada that were Portuguese. Now, this is the ammunition that America needs. We're going to do what the Canadians did to the Portuguese. That's what we're going to do now. And there's nothing no one could do about it because it happened in Canada. They deported entire families. They hated us so much. Every job I went to, I think almost every job I lost because the employer found out I was Portuguese. And you know what? I'm going to start pulling my T4s from Revenue Canada of the places I worked for. I'm going to get a lawyer, and I think I'm going to start suing the shit out of some of these companies that fired me. These are some big corporations that found out I was Portuguese, and they fired me. They even called me a Portuguese N-word, Portuguese and the N-word. So now we could deport half of Canada tomorrow with no questions asked, no debates.